Well, I think when you make such a big move, there's all sorts of learnings, aren't there? And lots of things which kind of come out of the woodwork suddenly, and things that you haven't thought about, and other things that you have planned for. Um, I think having done a business plan, which we did on our initial training, I had this big plan of what was going to happen. Some of that happened, some of it didn't. But I think learning to deal with, the ups and downs, and the fact that the expectations don't always meet the reality was all part of my lifelong learning. But I did have expectations around, I had a lot of apprehension, I should say, around starting my own business. Um, Not knowing how I was going to set up a network and get known locally. So I'm based in the Thames Valley, and actually all of my previous corporate career was based either in London or overseas. So I knew nobody here. I didn't know bankers, I didn't know accountants. I had literally no network apart from my social network. So I was really apprehensive about that, and apprehensive actually about going out and networking, because we kind of laugh about it, but it is hard. It's very difficult, and sort of getting into those networks which are already well established. The reality actually has been that I've actually quite enjoyed that aspect of it, and I've met some fabulous people, and people who've been very helpful for me in business. I think the other consideration in terms of initial expectations was sort of thinking about the finances. You've been on a salary for all of your life, and the money comes in. You know what's going to happen, and I think that that's a really big thing, and a big thing for people considering becoming a franchisee. You have to plan accordingly for that, and make sure that you've got that financial security, to look after your family, look after yourself, all of those things. So that's a really important piece. The other expectation for me at the beginning was that I was just doing tab. And then somebody sort of said to me, well, with your finance background, maybe you might end up doing some other work. And I said, no, of course I won't. I'm just going to do tab. But the reality was that after 6 months, three of my tab members wanted me to do some finance director consultation work with them. They wanted me to help them direct their teams, etc. So I was able to jump in and do that. And that was a really lovely kind of upside from it all, which I just absolutely hadn't expected at the outset.